I am so blessed by Oma that out of my busy schedules, she made out time for me to present this very important information to you guys on the very first day of the month of October, the 10th month in the Gregorian world, and in the Igbo world, this month is the 9th month, and it is called Onwala, meaning the moon of the Mother Earth. The word month is moon, because lunar is the Aboriginal timekeeping system. October is the 10th. October is the month of the Mother Earth in the Igbo calendar. The Mother Earth goddess is Aloma. Oma is the moon, the ocean, the flowers, the garden, the farm, the seed, the soil. Oma is everything natural and supernatural. Here's a secret. Once you start to recognize her, once you start to recognize Oma, she will embrace you and show you things you've never seen before. This information that I'm presenting to you guys, it is not for everyone. For example, if you're still looking for the origin of Jesus, no. Let me rephrase that. If you're still wondering whether Jesus exists or not, I don't think this information is for you. This information is for the ready minds. Those that are seeking for the final information concerning those characters. Okay, because the information I'm going to present to you guys is going to blow you away. The information will blow you away if you are, a Christian or, but actually the information is for everyone. And if you keep an open mind, you will learn a lot of things. And this information will also help you. This information will also help in opening your penile intelligence gland. Okay, let's get into it. The idea of God and gods, masculine, are all hidden inside the sciences of the mushrooms. Science is the study of nature. This manifestation I'm presenting to you guys is in relation with the John Allegro's book, The Sacred Mushrooms and the Cross. What is a mushroom? A mushroom is the fleshy, spore-bearing, fruiting body of a fungus, typically produced above ground on soil or on its food source. How does this relate to African intelligence? Well, the Igbo word for mushroom is Elo and Ele, and the Yoruba word for mushroom is Olu. Mushrooms are seeds that grows after it rains. I was able to link the Igbo Elo to the Canaanite word for God, which is also Elo and Ele. The Hebrews adopted this name also for their God, for their word for God, which is ELOI. The Hebrews are the usurpers that hijacked the polytheistic culture of the Canaanites to a monotheistic culture known as Abrahaminism today. The Canaanites were Igbo Aboriginals of the Kwa civilization. The Hebrews are the Greeks. As a real history unveils that the Greeks were the usurpers who hijacked and plagiarized the Phoenician culture. Phoenicia is the Greek name for Canaan, the land of Canaan. The Canaanites were Aboriginal Afra people who practiced Aboriginal cosmology. They were elegant nomads who traveled around the world. They were shamans, daredevils. They created numbers, mathematics, and all kinds of astro sciences. The Proto-Canaanites from Kwa civilization settled around Sumer, Mesopotamia in 3500 BCE. This is according to Western datings, and this is older than the Greeks that later called themselves Phoenician. Hebrew. The name Canaan predates the Greek name Phoenicia. ELO was recorded as the king of God in Canaanite mythology. The Hebrews mixed their recent culture and language to that of the Aboriginal Canaanites. Thus, the Hebrew word for God is also ELOI. The Niger-Congo languages bettered the Northwest Semitic languages. In the Northwest Semitic languages, El was often used to refer to any minor god or deity. The name was derived from the Igbo-Canaanite word for the Most High, and the most important god in their mythology. And this god was called El, the king of gods. The English later took this style with the coding of God, where they identified the Most High, where they identified the Most High as the God with a capital G, and the small letter G are the minor gods. The Aboriginal Igbo word for God, or the masculine aspects of the Mother Earth, is Ele, Elo, Elu in Igbo language. These names are translated as eternal, consciousness, and sky. The Igbo word for mushroom is also Elo. God, Elo. The Islam Allah, Yahweh, El, and Jesus. These are all mushrooms. You might find this to be funny, but I am very serious. Pay attention. DMT is a spirit molecule which occurs in many plants and animals. It can be consumed as a powerful psychedelic drug and has historically been prepared by Aboriginal cultures for ritual purposes. DMT is produced by the pineal gland, the pineal intelligence gland. That is your third eye, which is Anyanwu in the Igbo language. Anyanwu means the eternal eye of light. Anyanwu is your sixth Nechi energy that leads you to Ele, which is the seventh. What does DMT have to do with mushrooms? There are DMT molecules inside the magic mushrooms. This spirit molecules creates spiritual teleportations through the pineal intelligence gland. Anyanwu bụ ụzọ IJE-ELE. The pineal intelligence gland is the gateway to infinitum. BA-BE-ELO, to enter the gate of God. The word Babylon is the Greek mispronunciation of Babel, which is translated as the entrance to the gate of the God, or the entrance to the gate of the Almighty. This is an Igbo word because the term Babel breaks down into 3 syllables, as in BA-BE-ELE. Ba-Be means entrance in Igbo language, and Ele, Elu, Elo is the God, which means infinitum in Igbo. Before the idea of astronauts, before the idea of NASA, before English, Latin, Greco, Romans, before the Iron Age, before the Bronze Age, in the Neolithic period, Ndushi, Igbo ancestors, were watching and mapping the universe through ELOhim. The Afra ancestors that architected ancient Kush, Kemet, Sumer, Mesopotamia, were a bunch of divine daredevils with extraordinary power to teleport from one place to another. This is more sophisticated than the out-of-body experiences. The Igbo Dibia's term ELOhim translates to the realm of watching, basically explaining the process of one teleporting out of this physical realm and enter into a complete different realm. That is the spirit realm. In some Igbo dialects, such as Nsukka, this phenomenon is also called Mba-Eshe, concealed from Mba, living, and Eshe, body. It is also the process of the spirit leaving the laying body and entering into perhaps an owl, Iku-Ikui, and the owl is a watching bird. The owl is a very intelligent messenger in Igbo cosmology. The word Owanje is also explaining the process of the spirit leaving the body and teleporting to somewhere. During the colonization of Africa in the 1800s, these African spiritual practices were labeled evil by the Abrahamists. Just like every Aboriginal African practices, they labeled evil during the time they were indoctrinating the masses into Abrahamism. The Igbo ancestors mapped the shape of various multiverses through Igbo-Ukwu. They did this at Igbo-Ukwu. One of the Igbo-Ukwu shapes of the universe is called Taurus Donut by modern science. This information is very vital for the uplifting of African spirituality. It is very vital for the uplifting of African spiritual systems and African methodology with no colonial influence. Yes, it is not a myth to say that you can teleport out of this realm and go to somewhere and come back. The Igbo word for 1 billion is IJE-ELE. Infinite journey. That was how far we traveled outside of this realm through astral projection. 0 isn't valueless. 0 is the path to a complete different realm of existence. Notice the Ero in 0. Ero is Elo. 0 is Elo, mushroom. Another Igbo dialectical way of saying mushroom is Ero with the R sound tone to the L sound tone. If you've been following my work, you will remember my 7-11 articles where I demonstrated how Asa, Osiris, is in fact El, the Igbo-Canaanite king of gods. Asa means the seventh in the Igbo language. Asa is ELOhim, the father of agriculture. That's why he was often depicted as green, as green is a symbol of forest life and cultivation. 7 is the origin of all time calculations, which was very vital for ancient agricultural developments. 7 is Asa. 7, which is Asa, is the upside down letter L, and L is ELE, 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 El, the Igbo-Canaanite king of gods, who is the lord of the mother earth, Obala, Ezana. Letter L is the 12th letter in the English alphabet. 12 is a very important number in the Gregorian datings and time calculations, which was derived from the Canaanite astronomical sciences. The 11th astronomical science. The 11th letter in the English alphabet is K. Ki, K. Ki is Chi. Ki equals Chi equals Christ. The word Christ was developed from Chido. Chido was derived from the Igbo term for let the day come forth, or let there be light, which is Kachido. This is the Igbo term for good night. Kachido is the coming forth by day, the book of enlightenment. Western science, Western scholars translates the word Christ to mean one who is anointed, which matches the Igbo translation for Chido, because anointed is esoterically the same as being enlightened. To gain enlightenment is Chido, that is Chihoreho. This is why Christians say that Jesus Christ is God in human form, bettered by an earth-dwelling Virgin Mother, Mary, whom I have decoded to be a sea goddess in my previous work. Ele is Chi, and Elechi, and Chielo are ancient and modern Igbo names and last names. That is the word Chi, Ele, Elo, combined together. When the Bible character known as Jesus, Yeshua, was nailed on the cross, where he was in a very sticky situation, when he was nailed on the cross, so basically he was in a very sticky situation at that point. He made mention of Elo in his Lamentations in Mark 15:34, King James Version. And in the 9th hour, Jesus cried with a loud voice, saying, Eloi, Eloi, which is being interpreted, my God, why have you forsaken me? This unveils that Elo is also God in the Christian faith and Hebrew monotheistic mythologies. Igbo cosmology enlightens us that our ancestors, Ndi-Ushi, were well in tuned with the universe. Thus, the Aboriginal qua-civilization Nomads were able to find MAO inhibitors in forests without using your modern medical equipment. The Igbo-Ukwu artifacts enlightens us that Igbo ancestors knew how the human biological systems were made without using microscopes. There was no plant that Ndi-Ushi didn't know about back in the Neolithic period. Ndi-Ushi were the Igbo dwarfs known as godmen and godwomen that architected the Afra cosmologies, including Kush cosmology, which bettered Kemet, a place known today as Egypt. This manifestation is illegal in some countries, and I am not advising you to go and find magic mushrooms and start eating them unconsciously. I am unveiling this as part of my many projects about the origin of things. Even the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agencies, are conducting experiments on mushrooms. This is the root of the MK Ultra mind control mechanisms. When you eat magic mushrooms, when you are eating magic mushrooms, you are eating DMT. And if you eat enough of them, you will experience hallucination. Your spirit will leave your body and enter into a whole different realm of existence. This is the esoteric meaning of Babel, which is Babelu. Babelu in the allegorical Abrahamic stories claims that the masses were building pyramid structures to reach up to the sky, heaven, in Babylon. But God destroyed and changed their languages, esoterically meaning that Elo is the God that changed the languages of the masses. This was part of the Abrahamic mythologies that was used to control the universe for decades, but clearly you are beginning to get the point. The Canaanite hats were designed looking like a magic mushroom. Many ancient Igbo hats were depicted the same way, including deities. The Canaanite deity Baal and El were depicted either wearing a crown shaped like a mushroom, or the Osiris Atef hat crown. A mushroom is shaped just like an erected, circumcised penis. If you've ever seen a mushroom rising from the soil of the Mother Earth, it is very similar to how the penis rises, or even how the penis develops in the womb of a pregnant woman. All nature is female, thus in the womb of the mother. In the womb of the mother, the nature started off as female and develops into a full penis, to a full male penis. Now, circumcision did not originate in the Abrahamic doctrines. Aboriginal cosmology practiced this science for cleanliness. The idea of circumcision was for cleanliness. It had nothing to do with Abrahamism. Circumcision was also practiced in Kush thousands of years before the idea of Abrahamism. It is obvious that the idea of circumcision came from the ancient Igbo shamans that were conducting various experiments on mushrooms. ELO. A circumcised penis phallus is a mushroom. A circumcised penis looks just like a mushroom. In the Heliopolis mythology of Asa, Ast, and Heru, the missing penis of Asa that was found by Ast was a circumcised penis, and the penis spiritually impregnated Ast, and she gave birth to Heru, while Asa descended into the Duat to be the chief judge of the human characters. Esoterically, this is the manifestation of the rising and the descending of the sun, penis, ELOI, and the sun is born again the next day, as Heru was the new sun. Heru, which is another Igbo dialectical way of saying Elo, that is LR interchanging. The obelisk found everywhere in the Western world is the penis of Osiris. Before Jesus, the God-man, there was Asa, whom is Elo of the Canaanites. The idea of Jesus, Yeshua, Seraphis, Christos, came from the story of Asa. There are thousands of medieval European Renaissance paintings depicting Jesus as a mushroom. The tree of knowledge of good and evil in the Abrahamic doctrines are all mushrooms. Elo. The Islamic deity known as Allah was derived from the Canaanite king of gods, El. The word Allah, Al, equals El, that is Al, sound flux systems. AE interchanges depending on the tonal language. Allah is aboriginally a female deity, which I have traced her roots to the Igbo mother earth goddess Allah, and in Igbo cosmology, Allah, the earth goddess, is the partner and mother of Ele, Elu, which is her masculine aspect. Now, if you think about it, all lives started off as female, which is Allah, and becomes Ele, which means mushroom in Igbo. Just like the mushrooms grows out of the womb of the earth, Imana, the womb of the mother earth, and that is where everything goes back to at the end of the day. In the womb of the mother earth, Imana. Ime means womb in Igbo language. Ime, Ana is the goddess, Ana is Allah, Ana, Allah, Ane. That's various Igbo dialectical way of pronouncing the name of the Igbo mother goddess. Now to the west of Igbo. The Yoruba word for God is Olu, Olo, Elo, and that equals Elo, Ele. Yoruba is one of the many Igbo dialects. All the people of modern-day Nigeria were aboriginally forest dwellers whom were more concerned about agriculture than politics. Esoterically, Oluwa, Elewa is the process of the sun rising out or busting out of the womb of the mother. That is the process of this plant growing after it rains, because mushrooms grows after it rains. So Wa is the coming forth, the growing. Wa equals Ra, the process of unveiling, coming forth of the sun. The sun comes forth by day. It is obvious that the science of God originated from the Wa civilization. Owa, Ora, Chiwa, and usually when the sun shines on the mushrooms, it usually descends down. So the mushrooms actually is a water-dwelling species. Is it a plant? Mushroom is a water-dwelling plant. It grows when it rains. So yes, Jesus is a mushroom. All the Abrahamic gods are mushrooms. The idea of God is a mushroom. All were plagiarized, borrowed, stolen from the Aboriginal sacred sciences that the Abrahamists labeled as pagans. The Vatican Greco-Romans are the founding fathers of Abrahamism. No matter how many times the Christian subgroups deny this fact, there's nothing to deny anymore. They've been caught red-handed. As far as Jesus is God, then Jesus is truly Elo, mushroom. When the Hebrew Jews say that Jesus is not God, but refers to their own God to be ELOI, then their God is also a mushroom. If you go to the Vatican, there are various mushroom symbolisms hidden in plain sight. The best place to hide something is in front of you. Some Igbo names in connection to Elo, the mushrooms of the penal intelligence gland that expands human consciousness. Elomba, Elo, Wa, Elo, Chuku, Chielo, Elo, Chi, Elechi. The mushrooms expands human consciousness. That's what they don't want you to know this. You're not supposed to know this. You are not supposed to know this. And I'm not telling you this so you can just go eating mushrooms. Like, I just want to give you information, correct information. You know, I have a passion to give you the correct information and for you to know the cultures of the ancients based on what the mother of the universe, Oma, exposed me to. And this manifestation is dedicated to her, the mother of the infinite mushrooms. She's the edge. Udon Anduala.